thought I would do an update video about my mental health because I had such a great response in the last one, and I got some lovely messages from people saying either I helped them or I said things that they couldn't put into words. People that I hadn't spoken to in years messaged me saying I'm free for a chat if they ever need it. So I want to say a big thank you to everyone. Like, that video was really hard for me to make. It took a lot for me to make it. I considered doing it for months. I kept putting it off. So when I did it, and then I get this great response, and one of my friends said it actually made her cry, not because it was so terrible. So that meant a hell of a lot. So I thought I would do a second one to let you all know what's been happening since I made that video. I think I made it about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I said in it that I was going for my mental health referral. So I had that. I had a lovely doctor. Now, I'm not saying that I know better than doctors, blah 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 blah, you know, I'm not going there. Wait a minute, Paddies, stop licking your feet, darling. What was I saying? Oh yes, so I went there, I spoke to the woman, told her everything that had been happening. Also explained that I had OCD, but said to her it wasn't an issue just because I wanted them to know about the medication I was on. And she really focused on the OCD, and I kept saying to her, like, I don't really get any obsessive compulsive thoughts as such because the medicine I'm on stops that, or it keeps down unless I'm really really tired, and then it plays up. And she asked me, you know, about what were the intrusive thoughts, blah blah blah, and I didn't mind telling her, you know, that she's there, I need to tell her everything. So I told her, but she kept focusing on that more than anything else. And then they said they would call me that evening to let me know what they decided, because she had to speak to her her boss or someone higher up than her, I can't remember who it was, so they could decide what to do with me. So they didn't call back, which is quite normal. So I called them back, got past 3 people till I finally got to speak to the woman I wanted to, who told me they didn't know what was wrong with me, it was just my OCD causing these thoughts of suicide, which I know the intrusive thoughts can make you do, but that's not what it was. And I said to her, I'm sorry, that's not what it is. I was like, my OCD has never given me those intrusive thoughts. It's completely under control. I'm medicated for it. I've told you this. It is not that. I know it's not that. Like, I know my own mind, and I know that it wasn't the OCD. So she was like, okay, we'll reassess you in 6 weeks. And I said, no, not 6 weeks. It's too long. So we decided 2 weeks. What I said was, I'll see you in 2. Like, you have to be quite forceful with them, because mental health is extremely underfunded, which I know is not their fault. It's, you know, it's a politics thing I'm not going to get into. I'm not even going to act like I understand politics. So it's extremely, extremely underfunded. And I know there's a huge waiting list, but I'm not waiting another 6 weeks where I get worse and worse and worse. So I waited 2 weeks, and I went back yesterday. It's Thursday today. Yeah, Wednesday. And I was more open with her about other stuff that had gone on, like reckless behaviour, spending, blah blah blah, and I could tell she was really interested. Like, she wasn't even looking at her pen, she was just like writing, so, which was a bit weird. So then she said I'd call you back, which she did, but I missed the phone call, so that's my own fault. And I heard back today, and it's a much more positive thing. They said, like, because I've got like OCD, anxiety, borderline personality disorder, they're trying to put it all into one. I cannot find out what it is. Like, I don't think they can't pigeonhole me or whatever, but they can try and find use of medication or a plan, so which they have done. They're going to put me on a mood stabiliser, which is made for people with bipolar or borderline personality. They said I don't have bipolar, sorry, but I have like some of the traits of it, but not enough. Like, the mood swings aren't as long, like, together. That was sense. Like, I think with bipolar people, they roller coaster for a couple of days, and mine's throughout the day. So they said it's not that, but they'll put me on these tablets for the borderline personality disorder, because they're worried about me, like, am I going to do something stupid, am I going to do something reckless. So I have to have blood tests for that, and an ECG before I go on this medication, because apparently it can be unsafe for your liver, your kidney and your heart if they're already weak. You know, I'm pretty sure they're all okay. I don't really drink that much anymore, and I'm sure my heart beats occasionally, so we'll see. If not, I'll be pronounced dead on the scene, and I suppose that won't be an issue anymore, will it? So that's next Thursday, the blood test, and then I go back in three weeks today, I think, back to see my crazy doctor, as I like to call them. People keep saying to me, like, don't call it the crazy doctor, but I've got to laugh about it because, I mean, mental health is serious, but I've got this for life. I mean, I've always had OCD, or since I was 9, so, and I'm 31 now, so I've had it most of my life, so I've got to make a joke of it. So I go back to the crazy doctor in 3 weeks, and we will see where we go from there. And I was so angry when they said, oh, it was just the OCD. I was like, no, it's not. Like, it has never done this before. I know my brain. I know it's not the OCD. I know when an intrusive thought is caused by OCD. If you've got OCD, you understand that. And I think because they couldn't pigeonhole me, they were like, oh, we'll just say it's that, and it'll be one less person to deal with for 6 weeks. So that's why I was like, oh, this top makes me look fat. So I was like, no, I will be back in 2 weeks. And I'm glad I pushed that. And she's a nice woman. I think she must have thought, God, what a bitch. No wonder she's here. But I am excited that, not excited, that's the wrong word. I'm relieved that it's finally starting to go somewhere, and that keep going in circles, and I'm actually going to either get an answer or start some treatment. I mean, this medication might not work for me. Hello. This medication might not work for me, but we'll see. It's trial and error, isn't it? I mean, I have had some other good news. I mean, I can say it now because I've handed my notice in. That horrible place I was working for, the home that I did love, and I love the residents, blah blah, I still love the residents, whatever, I'm not saying a bad word against the residents. But the home which helped destroy my life, pretty much, I have now found a new job, which I'm not saying what it is or where it is, because in case some people from that home, who I don't want them to know any of my personal life, well, they'll know this, but I mean, I don't want them to know my working personal life. I don't want them to know where I'm going or what I'm doing. I have told a few people who I trust what it is, and that will be it. I'm not going to be a hooker or anything. I could work from home and lay down though. So I'm not going to be a hooker or anything. But I have got a new job, and I handed my notice in. I couldn't even hand my notice in because apparently I'm not supposed to be on the premises of the home anymore. I don't see why that happened, because I had an injury was caused by their neglect. So anyway, so I put it in the post, my notice, and I only gave them 2 weeks. No, not 2 weeks. I gave them 4 weeks, and I only sent it second class because I ain't spending first class stamp money on that shithole. I mean, I will probably do a full length video about that place one day and how it is like a cult. But so I am feeling a little bit more positive, because beforehand, even though I wasn't working there as such, I was still employed by them as sick leave due to my back. And it was hanging over my head, and I kept thinking, oh God, I've got to go in there, and I'd get panicky, and make my anxiety really bad, my mood would plummet, and I would see people that used to care about me and now don't, and that would make me really down. So now that, I never have to set foot in that building again, and I am so fucking glad that I never have to go in there ever again. And I can't wait to start this new adventure. I'm so happy. When I got the letter saying I'd got the job with my contract, I nearly cried, because it's been nearly 6 months now of me not working, and I hate not working, as I said before in my other videos. So now I feel like I'm achieving something. I've also got some story ideas going on in my head, like it's like my head suddenly became dislodged and all these ideas came zooming, and that to me is amazing. Like, I haven't started writing them down yet. I've got them all. I know I go over the same scenes because that way I don't forget it. But the more I think about it before I write it down, I know it means I'm going to write the whole story. Like, it is weird. Like, I know how it works in there. Sometimes I know how it works in there. And I opened my own Etsy page selling my cross stitch because I really enjoy doing cute but offensive cross stitch. It's my thing. So I've opened that, and I'm feeling a little bit more positive this week. Last week was pretty bad. I was down. It was my birthday last week, and a week today actually it was, and I spent most of the day by myself because my husband couldn't get off work. It's one of those things. All my friends and family are working, so I had to spend it alone, and that was kind of shit. It got easier throughout the day, but I did lay on the bed for half the morning and just not move, and I had to keep going to myself, get up, come on, get up, get up, get up, until I did. So and days before that were bad. Like, I started going downhill really bad. I started getting really, really down. Felt like I was moving underwater again. And then, I mean, I had a bit of a mania, so my mood went up. But like, it's not just happy. It's like extraordinarily happy. It's just like you could do anything. You feel incredible. You feel like top of the world. You're like, woo, top of the world. And that started on Sunday, and my husband was like, you're being a bit weird, you're having a bit of a mania, because I was really giggly and really silly. And so it isn't just being happy. When I found out I had the job, that was normal happy, and there was mania, which is like that. I mean, it feels great at the time, but when you have the mania, you know it's going to come crashing down. It's going to be worse. So, and I kind of feel not stable at the moment. Like, I feel kind of like just kind of like that. Like, I'm tilting, but I've got all this positive stuff coming in the next month and at the moment, and I'm really excited. Like, I want to go out this weekend and celebrate. It would be quite good. So I might see if people want to go out. I do have a few friends. So I want to go out and celebrate this weekend. Goodbye to my old work, hello to my new work, and hello to my Etsy shop. And I dyed my hair again, and that had been months. I'm obviously feeling more like myself. I bought myself new makeup, which doesn't sound a lot, but it's just a little pick-me-up. So this week I feel okay. So fingers crossed this carries on. I will do a video either next week or the week after to tell you all how I'm feeling. So thank you once again. Oh, excuse me. Thank you once again for listening to me rant. Thank you very much. Goodbye.